5 characteristics of a competent communicator. First one is going to be self-monitoring. Self-monitoring to me is being able to obviously monitor yourself and what you're saying and knowing how it affects the people around you. I feel like it's a little bit related to empathy in a little bit of a way. Second one is adaptability. Adaptability to me is being able to go with the flow. For example, if you were to if you're getting made fun of, I feel like that was one of the questions we answered. If you're being made fun of, how do you react? Being adaptable is, in my opinion, to react in a friendly way, not take it the wrong way, and keep the conversation flowing smoothly. That's what I think being adaptable is. Empathy. Empathy is the next one. Empathy is to put yourself into someone else's shoes, and know how you are affecting the person. That you're thinking about the problems and what you're saying from other people's perspective. And I feel like that's very related to self-monitoring in a bit of an aspect. Yeah. Cognitive complexity. Cognitive complexity is knowing how and what to say at the right time, and how you can say different thing or the same thing in different ways to frame it in the best possible outcome for your situation. So knowing how to say something correctly and say it in a different way. Like you may say something that you think is being like you're being caring, but the other person could think you're being mean. And I feel like knowing how to say it in a different way, that that you can think that that you can say it for the other person to not think that you're being mean. The last one is ethics. Ethics is obviously not being an aggressive or manipulating type of communicator. You're just being fair to everyone. You are moral. You are taking into account people's feelings. You're not being rude, mean. Being competent in this aspect is important because being manipulating it's not a good thing. Anyways, I feel like so for my scores on self-monitoring, I feel like I am a decent self-monitor, or I have a decent self-monitor. I scored a 47 out of 56, and that score I feel like reflects pretty accurately about how I feel I communicate with others. I feel as though I'm always worried about what people think of me, and I feel like that could get away, or that could kind of make me less competent in a bit of an aspect. I feel like I care too much sometimes about how other people think about me and what I'm saying. My adaptability score was 36 out of 50. I feel like that's kind of accurate. I feel like I'm not a super adaptable person at all. But my girlfriend said that I was. When we were doing this, we did it together. Empathy was a 41 out of 50. I feel like that's also a strong suit of mine. And I feel like it is very, like I said, connected to self-monitoring a little bit. I feel like I do care about what the other people are saying. I feel like I do have empathy towards others when I'm talking. Cognitive complexity, I feel like I'm okay. It's not the greatest. And same thing with ethics, I wasn't the greatest either. I can definitely improve my ethics. I feel like when I'm talking to people closer to me, I'm usually being a little bit mean, and I catch myself after. I'm like, damn, that was rude. But to newer people, I feel like I'm though a competent communicator. That's what I feel.